Welcome to the fourth video in the series of tutorials about amphibian conservation needs assessments. I'm Danny, and this fourth tutorial is specifically designed to help national facilitators. With a wide range of assessors, from a variety of different backgrounds adding assessments, it is vital to ensure that all assessors have appropriate expertise, and that all assessments and the conservation actions recommended by those assessments are of the highest possible quality. National facilitators are normally National IUCN Amphibian Specialist Group chairs or their delegates. They are normally responsible for overseeing the conservation needs assessment process for a given country or region, including planning for a national assessment, encouraging appropriate other ASG members to become assessors, and then reviewing and validating new and updated assessments for species in their country. One of the key components of the conservation needs assessment process is to organize for assessments for all amphibian species in a country, as the first step in the development of a National Amphibian Conservation Action Plan. An online assessment requires considerable planning and monitoring by the host, usually the ASG chairs. It involves the following activities: determine the list of assessors required, ensure that all assessors have registered in the online program, actively encourage assessors to complete their assessments according to a predetermined time frame, encourage assessors to review other assessments for species in that country, consider a physical or web-based meeting, such as Skype, once or twice during the assessment time frame. ASG chair or other national facilitators review and approve all assessments. Review species that have not yet been assessed and encourage assessors to add data for those species. A physical workshop or web-based meetings using Skype once or twice during the assessment timeframe is a great way to help with any questions, keep the momentum going, and to ensure that no one is falling behind. It also allows for group discussion on any species that might be difficult to assess. Our staff are happy to join these Skype calls if we can help. We have English and Spanish-speaking facilitators. As a national facilitator, you should always log in on the menu bar at the top of the screen, and then enter your username and password and click the Login button. The first thing you will see after logging in is your dashboard. For national facilitators, the dashboard shows any requests from new assessors awaiting approval, a list of completed assessments that are waiting for your review and approval, and if you are also an assessor, you'll see a list of your assessments that are not yet complete. There is also a link so you can update any of your profile information. As you probably know from previous tutorial videos, anyone who would like to become an assessor must complete the short registration form on the home page. Their names will then be shown at the top of the list of new assessors waiting for approval. If you see a link to approve a new assessor, and their area of expertise is your country or region, you can click the approved link. The new assessor then receives a welcome email, and they are then able to start adding assessments. It is important to only add new assessors who you are familiar with, and if you are confident of their expertise, to add new assessments. When a new or an updated assessment is marked as complete by an assessor, the assessment will appear in the Approved Completed Assessments section of your dashboard. If a large number of assessments are waiting to be approved, you can filter the list by selecting a country from the Country dropdown and clicking Search. This will make it easier to locate new assessments in your country. You should review the assessment to be sure that all the questions have been answered, and that supporting notes have been added. If you hold down the Control key and then click a species name link, the assessment will open in a new window or tab, depending on your browser. After reviewing the assessment, you can close the assessment tab and you will be returned to your dashboard. If you have any concerns with the assessment, you should contact the assessor and discuss your concerns. Assessors' email addresses are shown so you can copy and paste them into a new email. When you are happy with the assessment, you can then click the approved link next to the assessment. Although assessments that have not yet been approved are visible to other assessors, they are not included on the View Assessments page or within National Assessment Reports until they have been validated. If you are also an assessor and have previously started an assessment, but have not yet completed it, it will be highlighted on your dashboard. This is a reminder for you that these assessments are not yet complete and require a little more work from you so you can complete them. If you are not familiar with completing your own assessments, you should watch the previous video tutorial called Adding Amphibian Conservation Needs Assessments. The Conservation Needs Assessments are a guide for the development of further conservation actions. At the national level, this is most often a national action plan for the group of species being assessed. Conservation practitioners are then able to focus their efforts and resources on the species and environments that are most in need of help and are likely to benefit the most from those efforts. A great way to progress after the assessments are complete is to form a working group of all national stakeholders to begin the process of either developing a new National Amphibian Action Plan or updating an existing one. Stakeholders that should be included in the group are ASG members, leading amphibian field biologists and researchers, representatives from the ex situ amphibian conservation community, government wildlife agencies, national park managers, as well as university students.